quickly give us an update on the quarterback situation this week?
Well, we're practicing them both. We're not sure where Taylor is. He practiced today. We don't have to make that decision for time. He looked okay today, and we'll just have to make a decision between the other two. But hopefully play them both.
What's the message this week? How do you keep motivating these guys right now?
We're disappointed, but we're not discouraged, Mike, and we're relentlessly positive. This is a tough schedule. We knew that going in. As you break them up into quarters, you knew this was going to be a tough schedule. Obviously, we're very disappointed because we thought we should have had a couple, but we can't get discouraged. We got 7 more games to play. Not one person in the world feeling bad for us. So the message is to be relentlessly positive. We had a nice practice today, and we'll see what we can do.
Although the quarterback situation has been a little in and out, do you feel positive about the offense kind of turning the corner a little bit? Because the points have been there and the yardage has been there. So you've had success moving forward, I guess, heading into this UNLV game. Do you feel a little bit better about what you have, even though Taylor is out?
Did you see the game? We turned it over 4 times. We can't do that. The numbers are the numbers. The W is important. We turned it over 4 times. We got only 2 back. We need to quit the turnovers. We really do. And we played okay offensively. You always think that 28 points would be enough. 1 a quarter is what I've always said. But if the other team scores 50, you got to score 51. And nothing to be taken from that other than to keep working.
UNLV, they've obviously hit a roll and a stride offensively right now. What have you seen on tape?
Yeah, they're pretty good. Every team in the league is good. They've had a little, their schedule. They had a little nice break in their schedule, and they deserve to have what they have. But it's not about them. It's about us.
Of all the road games, it seems at least the most fan-friendly for you, particularly the number of white fans.
I've never been there, but that's what I've heard, that there are a lot of people going. I don't know if any people have been discouraged or not. I have no idea, but I've not been there, obviously, with that situation, so we'll just have to wait and see. I heard the band's going. Gwen texted me this morning, and that's fun to see for those kids.
What is the message right now that you guys are preaching to this team? I mean, obviously 0-5 is not where you guys want to be, but you guys still motivate these young men.
Yeah, I think it's like Coach Chow starts talking about. We just got to be in there and win 1 at a time. We've lost that 5. We still got 7 more to go. We just take it 1 by 1 and just start chipping away. And hopefully we get 1, then you get 2, and then you start getting some momentum. But I think the main focus, especially defensively, we've got to get back to our fundamentals. We were a little sloppy. We played good defense, but the explosives that happened to us were very atomic bombish. We were giving up touchdowns and not just chunks of yardage. So we've got to correct that. We've got to be focused on every play that we're doing. The guys came out today, had a real good focus practice. So hopefully we're back on the right track.
I heard that you had mentioned that maybe it's time to kind of return to, not for lack of a better way of saying it, a more vanilla style. Is that something that you're going to experiment with this week, or what kind of changes, if any, are you attempted to do?
Well, I think part of it was facing SC and Oregon State, Nevada, Fresno, and also San Jose. They're very explosive offensively. So we felt if we could try and get some matchups, steal some possessions away, and give our offense the ball, that we'd have a better shot at winning. In doing so, though, we were a little light on the run, and the last 2 games have really hurt us rushing for 200 yards. We can't expect to do that or give up 30 points and really be competitive. So we went back into saying we're going to be in our base, we're going to run our lobo when we need to. We like our 4 guys down. Our linebackers play well when we're in base, and their safeties and corners feel comfortable. So we're going to go back to that, stop the run, and do what we need to do, and then hopefully get them in 3rd and long and get back into our 3-3-5.
With a game like you guys had on Saturday, obviously seemingly still stinging, is that a situation where you kind of just throw away the tape and just tell these guys, hey, let's get back to where we have been and kind of focus on UNLV this week?
Well, I think it's like Coach always wants. You do the 24 hours. You got to improve. You got to show mistakes that happen. We did some really good things, and then we did some really bad things. So it's a good learning experience still. So you don't want to just throw away the tape. But, yeah, we have to focus on UNLV. They're coming off a 3-game win streak. They're trying to get 4 in a row, and that's where we got to come in and play our best ball in Vegas, get the first win, and then go from there.
They seem to have a pretty balanced offense. When you break down their tape, what are you seeing out there?
Good run game. They've got pretty much 10 or 11 starters back that we faced last year. They got a strong offensive line. The running backs are strong and big. 81 can move. He's a big body. He can move. He's a playmaker. They also have a couple fast guys, and their tight ends are good. So it's something we've faced these first 5 weeks. We just got to be able. We think we match up well with our linebackers on their tight ends. We feel good about Trayvon Henderson and Charles Clay at the nickel playing against 81 and 9 and those guys. So we're just going to let it go, and hopefully we can get things going.
Real quickly, John Hardy Tulia, he's one of those guys who doesn't like to, he's not very outspoken. He likes to let his play dudes talking for him. Kind of just describe his personality, what he means to this team in the locker room.
Well, I think there's about 2 or 3 guys, him and Mo. Moses Samia is that kind of guy. Art Laurel is that kind of guy. Kennedy's starting to be that kind of guy. You like what they do is they're very good leaders because they do it by action. They also are very vocal when needed. Johnny was out here today telling the DBs to tighten up the coverage, making sure we're doing what we need to do. And that's the kind of leadership you need. It's not always coming from the coaches. It means a lot more when it comes from your teammates. And I think we're starting to get that leadership from John. We're getting Daly and Art in the backers, and we're getting Mo and Sowie and Beau in the D-line. So I think it's going to start gelling. The players are ready to go, and that's all we can do is be ready to go on Saturday, and hopefully it turns around then.
Sorry. The way San Jose State went, obviously TK still kind of burning about that. Is it something you guys have put behind you now and knowing you got to get back to the way you guys played those first 4 games?
Yeah, we basically talked about yesterday how we just have to forget about the last 5 games already, put it in our past, and just find each other again, come back to that strong unit of a defense that we were, and just go at it on Saturday.
Now, after that game, you're one of the guys talking about, this one's on us. Speaking about the defense, how the way you guys played. With that being said, how eager are you to get back out there and show that this defense is still a solid and a staple, and it's still going to go out there and show something on Saturday?
This Saturday, we just got to make a statement as a defense. Like, we just got to basically just hit as hard as we can, be mentally sound, physically sound, and all that technique, and just prove a point to the Mountain West and to ourselves that we still got it as a defense.
You had mentioned in the press conference that it's time for us to stop worrying about individuals. Is there any kind of concern on your guys' side that maybe people might be kind of checking out at this point at all, or what was behind that statement?
Maybe just like sometimes people would take a play off or just not go as hard because they're getting tired or something like that, kind of just relaxing a little bit and not fully doing your job. Like just that kind of stuff. Worry about yourself instead of just kind of sucking it up and just getting the job done.
Yeah. Being a guy who's been around now for as long as you have, how much pressure do you put on your shoulders to kind of be that leader, to be that outspoken guy, not just with your words but with your actions out there on the field?
Yeah, not much of a talker when it comes to leading wise, but I do let my actions do the talking, and I just try to play as hard as I can, and hopefully people will follow my lead.
Now this UNLV team, they're a pretty balanced group.
Yes.
They got some guys on the outside that can hurt you, and their running back's pretty shifty. What have you seen from him? I know you've been looking at a lot of his tape.
Yeah, he's a really good running back at 1,000-yard season last year, and he's actually a big guy, so it's not going to be an easy tackling game. So we all got to wrap up, just bring it every single play when he has the ball in his hands, and when they do throw the ball, the D-line got to get to the quarterback, and the DBs and linebackers got to cover up, and we should be good.
Their QB hasn't thrown an interception in like 170 pass attempts or something like that. That's pretty insane. So what do you do to disrupt him, if anything?
Get to him, get him off his rhythm, especially mainly the rhythm, because when the quarterback has his rhythm, they can tear you apart. So get to him, rattle him, and have the DBs lock down the coverage, and so he has to hold the ball, basically.
How's it been for you moving back to defensive end this year? You feeling more comfortable now that you don't have to play D-tackle and all that?
Yeah, I do. But I learned a lot last year at D-tackle. Learn how to play the double teams, learn how to play against the real heavy guys, not so much the taller guys, but the guys who stay low and really bring it every single play. So I learned how to play the run a lot better last year. So I made it easier, not easier, but maybe more experience in the run. So it took a lot of pressure off at playing end now.
I guess, Vasquez, with the quarterback situation kind of being in and out, never really knowing who's going to be that guy, How do you guys as a receiving core feel about whoever's in there and being able to keep a high-powered offense?
We're comfortable and we're confident in each quarterback, all of our quarterbacks. So when they throw one in, we're not even worried about it. Our job still is the same, going out there and running routes and making plays and catching the ball. So we're confident in all our quarterbacks. So that's the least of our worries as a receiver group.
Now, if you subtract the mistakes and turning the ball over last weekend, it seems like the offense was able to still put up points and the yardage. So it's there. Is that something positive that you take out of that game?
If you subtract the turnovers, yes, you do take it as positive because it's 2 weeks straight. We put up big yards and points in the offense, which is really good. We can build off those 2 weeks and hopefully go out in the UNLV and get the win.
You know, you producing the numbers that you did, how's that reflective on how comfortable you are right now in this offense and playing at this level?
I'm pretty comfortable. I mean, I play a nice, high-powered junior college, so it's not really a big difference skill-wise. I guess it's just more mental. And I feel pretty confident. The whole offense feels confident, the whole receiver core. Anybody can put up big numbers on this receiver core. You know, we have good quarterbacks, we have good O-line and good receivers, so anybody can put up numbers. I'm just unfortunate to be that person that put up numbers last week.
Was it bittersweet to do so, though, in a loss to come out with your breakout game, essentially?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely. The stats don't mean anything if you don't win. Then I also hurt my shoulder, so it was another dagger. But stats don't mean anything if you don't win a game.
How is this team right now? I mean, 0-5 can't feel good.
No, it doesn't feel good at all, but we can build off some things. And that's what we're trying to do. We're getting back and we're working. And that's the only thing we know how to do is continue to work because we have to solve this problem. So we can't do anything else besides work and try to find out the solution to this problem.
Seems like the receiving core as a group has really been progressing the last couple of weeks. What's it been with you guys? Is there a switch that you guys flipped that everything just kind of came together?
It takes time, you know, trying to get that chemistry between the quarterbacks and the receivers. So I think the last 2 weeks we have displayed that time and that connection. So offense takes time, and so that's what we've been doing. Hopefully we can carry that over into the next game. It's just time and chemistry, and everything's clicking right now.
How was that shoulder injury? It looked like it was a stinger. You were down for a bit. Was that kind of scary in the moment?
Well, in the moment it was, but that guy shook it off, and I hurt the same shoulder and count. So I'm used to it. It's just a matter of just playing with it now and dealing with the pain.
But you're fine, though.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm definitely going to play. Yeah, nothing's going to stop me from playing. I'm definitely playing.
I guess lastly for me, man, are you one of those guys who looks forward to the road, especially coming after a few losses in a row, because it kind of secludes you away from the outside world, puts the team together and allows you to just kind of really focus?
Well, I definitely look forward to the road. It's just us, the team. You have nothing to get hype over with the crowd, and I love going to another stadium and quieting the crowd. So hopefully we can go and quiet the crowd.